Hello and welcome back to another video. Today going over everything revealed about Test Drive Unlimited Solar Crown in the recent Nacon Connect stream. We've not heard much from the developers as of late. It's actually been several months since the last newsletter, which I believe was on the 13th of December, despite monthly updates being promised for the last probably year or so now. Lately, to be honest, the communication has not been great from the developers as to why there was such a long silence. Until the game was announced as being part of this year's Nacon Connect stream, that was. And this image of the Porsche Taycan Cross Turismo near some satellite dishes was shared over on Twitter, as well as a second image of that same Taycan being shown as part of the advertising for that same Nacon Connect stream. Anyway, the stream itself came around, and the 7th newsletter from Nacon came with it, which is a winter update, and did indeed give us that eagerly awaited information that we've all been waiting for. So let's go over all of it. Let's start then with a quick look at the trailer itself, which was shown during the stream, or technically premiere, over on YouTube, before we cover the accompanying newsletter. This is what will have been playing in the background of the videos. The trailer is called The Explorer, and focuses on 3 vehicles: a Ford Raptor, a Porsche Taycan Cross Turismo, and a Lancia Delta Integrale. All of these are previously confirmed vehicles, but this is the first time we've seen the Lancia in action like this. We have seen the other 2 in previous little cinematic trailers and things like this. And the Lancia is yellow, which is most excellent. The trailer also shows off photo mode properly, for the first time really, and also some collectibles, which are explained further in depth in the written newsletter, which I will be covering in a second. The trailer then culminates in the discovery of a wrecked vehicle, using a very recognisable proximity alert that is very similar to the one in TDU2. Anyway, this car, again, is one we've already seen. However, this does show us that there are 14 wrecks that need to be found to unlock the full vehicle. I would guess this would be similar for both of the wrecks. There are going to be 2 at launch. The newsletter then covers a lot of what is already in the trailer, and talks about the different landscapes you can explore, finding different collectibles along the way. There will be over 300 collectible items, including coins, which I think potentially is what we saw in the trailer, but also reputation, clan influence, and special objects, which could also be what was shown in the trailer. There is a wreck radar that will alert you to when you're near a wreck vehicle. If you collect all the pieces of them, you'll end up with 2 exclusive vehicles. One clearly is this off-road modified Beetle, and if you collect all of the parts for it, which for this one consisted of 14 pieces, then you can assemble the car and add it to your collection. The team is still working on integrating and optimizing particle effects, like dust and splashes from water for example, hence why none of that was really present in this trailer. They explain how they can't just bring this over from their previous WRC titles, because they also need to display more other players and more detailed, larger environments in this game than they did over in their previous rally games. To give us an idea of why game development takes so long, the developers also explained that to model the island here, Hong Kong Island, and the road network that goes with it, has taken them 3 years of work, and it can take up to 4 months to fully integrate a car into the game, including sounds and the tiny little details and things that finish a car off. We also get this rather cool and insightful image of the model of the Taycan Cross Turismo, giving us a bit of behind the scenes of how they model a car, I suppose. Which I have to say, the Taycan Cross Turismo is a very good looking car. I'm so pleased that they've added that variant of the Taycan, rather than the kind of saloon one. They also go on to say that the servers and infrastructure are still being tested. Then they address the big one, the release date, which I know a lot of you guys are eager for. The developers also say they know how eager some fans are to have a release date, but they want to ensure that the experience of the game is smooth and stable, which, to be honest, most games don't manage very well at launch these days, Forza Motorsport. You may remember there was previously a release date given, which we are long past now, so I understand them not wanting to give one again. You kind of don't want to give higher or sooner expectations than when it might end up being, so I do understand them keeping it back until they do actually know when is a realistic time to expect to be able to be ready to release the game. And to be honest, I didn't expect to see a release date in this newsletter and stream. We are still due a third big playtest before the game releases, don't forget. They do say though that as soon as they feel the servers are stable and the performance of the game is optimized to the level they'd like it to be, that they will be sharing the long-awaited launch date with all of us that have been looking forward to it for so long. Although it sounds like they are nearly at that stage to give us the date, I would probably not expect it for another few months, another several newsletters before that, before they finally give us a date. The newsletter finishes by again talking about that third playtest and confirming that that will still be going ahead, and it will be bigger than the previous two. They also then tell us that they hope this clarifies the current state of the game, after the lack of information recently, that this was very much needed to reassure us, I think, after that long silence since December. And that is all of the information from the recent Explorer trailer and the 7th newsletter for Test Drive Unlimited Solar Crown, although I'm sure there's lots of little things, Easter eggs and things in that trailer that I maybe haven't spotted, so do let me know if you've spotted anything in there that I've missed. This was, though, a very much overdue news drop. I do understand that game development is not easy, it takes time, and often will have unforeseen obstacles that slow down progress and means they don't kind of get to a release date as soon as they would like to. However, I feel like even if progress is slower than expected, some kind of communication would have been nice, especially when it was promised as a monthly drop. So even if they're not getting to where they want to, and they don't have much to tell us, it would be nice if they just said something like, progress has been slow, we haven't got to quite where we'd like to be. Anyway, we do now have this information, and now it's here. I'm pleased to see how honest and open they've been in this newsletter and trailer. I do, though, really hope that they keep updating us on the progress of the game, because I'm still very much looking forward to the release of Solar Crown. As ever, though, do let me know your thoughts on this latest news drop and of the progress of Solar Crown in general. But for today's video, that is going to be all, so thank you very much for watching, and I will be back with the next one very soon.